That is right. Thank you, Joe, for everything you've done to make this happen tonight. I want to start with a mantra of mine, because I'm the classic, irritatingly happy, kind person among my friends and family. So we're going to be a little bit touchy-feely as we talk about this. But I have a dream. I want to make Cincinnati an internationally certified city of compassion. And it is doable. Yeah, it's worth clapping for. So those of you who might have hesitated and said, really, Cincinnati? I want you to think for a minute about what you would imagine a compassionate city would look like and where you think we are, because this right here in the middle is where our conversation needs to take place. I'm from Cleveland, so I'm happy to be here. I know how much good stuff happens in Cincinnati. I'm a social worker. We have one of the highest rates of giving to United Way. There's a Freedom Center. And a while ago, I started teaching a course on compassion at NKU. And because I was able to teach that course and work with young people as they were looking at compassion, I learned about Karen Armstrong. Some of you may know about her. She's a badass theologian. And in 2008, she won the TED Prize. And she decided to use her prize money to start a global movement for compassion. So as part of that movement, she got together world leaders in religion, and she started the Charter for Compassion. If you go to charterforcompassion.org, you can look at the charter, at the principles there, and you can sign on. And her goal is that millions of people all over the world will sign on to that. So then I went to an event in Louisville, and it turns out, as part of the Charter for Compassion, there's a program that certifies cities and nations, and Louisville has already done it. They're a certified international city of compassion. The entire nation of Canada is a certified nation of compassion. Nobody's ever surprised when I tell them that about Canada. So I came back home, and I was ready for a total compassion smackdown. I'm ready to help all of us become competitively compassionate in Cincinnati, and I think the city is ready for it. So what will it take? The International Institute for Compassionate Cities, which is part of the Charter for Compassion, has a list of criteria that cities have to meet. We have to meet with our leadership body, which we've started doing. We have to get a proclamation, and we have to get everybody involved in the charter. We even have a steering team. So we're meeting with stakeholders, we're getting lots of big ideas, and it's not just about the proclamation or about the Facebook page, it's about getting people to think differently about their own lives, one life at a time. Because it's not enough just to sign a proclamation or to say you're compassionate, it's about thinking about how you treat each and every person with true respect, both face-to-face and behind their backs. So here's what you can do. You can learn about compassion. There are lots of books you can read now. You can go on the website and look up ways that you can incorporate the elements of compassion into your life. And that's something that I hope all of us will do, because it might change your perspective on things. It might change the way that you see yourself. You might think about compassion for yourself, which is where it all begins. And as a social worker who works with a lot of people who suffer, I can tell you that. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, who's a cool 18th century guy who said, color is the suffering of the light, which is why I have a total crush on this dead guy. He also said, the way you see people is the way that you treat them, which is something that I think if we thought about, and the next part, the way you treat them is the way they become. Think about, how do you see Cincinnati? Because how you see this city is how it will become. So, we're ready to lift up all the good things. Every day I see people suffering through all kinds of problems, and this is a good-hearted city. This is an amazing city. There are so many things you can lift up. So, I want you to think about how you see the world. Dalai Lama said, choose to be optimistic. It feels better. And I think that's true. How we change that lens in front of our eyes changes everything about our experience of every day. So you might say we're dreamers, but we're ready for the compassion smackdown. Thank you.